conceptual perspective to view things. People talk about a desire to be successful. All of the elements.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I don't plan on being before you long this morning. There's so much that needs to be done on my end, and this is Monday. Even though I started my week yesterday, this is going to be the first full day moving things forward for the week, and there are a lot of things that I have to tackle. I plan on closing out the year strong despite all of what has transpired via my health, which was crazy from the beginning. A number of big hits I took business wise, and then there's this big COVID pandemic where everything is shutting down. But I'm going to close out strong, and I encourage everyone to take on the mindset of moving outside of the spectrum of being a passive victim of our circumstances and becoming an active protagonist in writing the narrative of how the story ends. You don't always get to control what happens. That's one of the things that causes so many people to balk on truly living great lives, is that they're expecting some point in their lives where there's going to be a relenting storm where it's going to ease. You're going to have these patches where you just think everything's running smoothly, everything's going great, and that's because of the momentum you build during the storm. That's because you refuse to relent during the storm. But what I can tell you, promise comes with process. The working out of difficulty, the working out of challenge, the working out of setbacks, the working out of frustration, disappointment, delay. All of that's a part of life. The things that are worth having in life come because you withstood delay, because you withstood frustration, because you withstood setbacks, because you dealt with the micro failures that are a part of the growing process. You have to be willing to move through the process. But it is, look, I'm going to talk about this a little later, but life is only 10% of what happens to you. It's the 90% that reflects how you respond to it that determines the outcome. If what happens to you has become the predominant force in your life, it's because it's what you decided to focus on. You decided to focus on the problem instead of the solution. You decided to focus on what was wrong instead of what could be done about it. And because of that, it has become the most magnified issue in your life, and it has perpetuated itself over and over again until you get to a point to where you're going to defeat it. It's going to keep rising. If you keep having the same problem, it's because you haven't learned from it yet. If you keep having the same problem, it's because you haven't learned how to conquer it yet. It's a lesson life is teaching you, and until you get it, you repeat the course. Now, there are certain things you're just going to deal with. You're going to deal with setbacks. Life is on a continuum. This continuum is this tension in life where you're either being pulled forward or pushed back. There's no such thing as being static. We think we're static because we find a place of comfort and we camp out there. But the truth of the matter is, you're actually either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're either going up or you're going down. And what you have to determine is how you're going to set your pace, your momentum, and how you committed you're going to be to consistently moving forward, and how well you're going to be able to cope with the setbacks, because you're not going to get through life without having them. You're not going to get through life without having setbacks. You're not going to get through life without being pushed back. The problem is, if you allow a setback to become so preeminently forceful and powerful in your life, it will become a theme in your life. You will look up and you will have these constant consecutive setbacks that you cannot explain. It's because you've gave it too much power, you did not learn from it, and you focused on it. You learn from things, you go through things to become better. You cannot become better without going through things. Life trains you to be better. Life trains you to be stronger. But if you sit up and you decide that you're going to focus on the problem, you become the victim. See, life isn't truly about what's happening to you. Life isn't happening to you. Life is actually responding to you. Life is saying, okay, this is how they're going to do things. This is what's going to happen. When you decide to focus on everything that's wrong, life delivers to you what victims get. No control, no power, no force, no hope. It's when you decide, no matter what happens to me, I'm going to rise up, I'm going to stand up, I'm going to do what I was designed to do. I'm going to live life at the level of my design. I will not be shaken, I will not be broken, I will not be deterred. I will finish what I started in this life. It's going to come with difficulty. You're not going to get past that. You might as well get ready for it. Life is not about circumventing challenges, circumventing pain, circumventing difficulty. Life is about overcoming it. Before I finish this, let me remind you, because I'm already jumped into it. I'm hyped right now about finishing this. But before I finish this, let me remind you. Get in on this 30-day Your Best Life Challenge. Some extraordinary things are happening with the people I'm working with. Get in on it. It's set in a way that everybody can get in on it. If you can't get in on it now, there are some issues. Get in on this, enroll in it. The information is going to be there in the description box. For those of you who are really truly wanting to close this out strong, get my bronze package. Come in for 12 weeks to close this year out on a positive note. Email me. My email address should be in the description box. Let's make some things happen. Now, I'm going to get through what I already started and close this out. Look, when I look at people who come to me, and I got people who come to me in all different stages, all different phases of their journey. Some have already achieved a certain level of success and they're simply looking to take it to the next level. Others are aware of their potential but don't know how to access it and actualize it. Others are dealing with issues from their past that they know are hindering them from moving out and doing something exceptional and extraordinary. But the one thing that I see a lot when I see people who are not yet rising to the top in a way that I know they're capable of is that they're running from their gift. They are doing everything else except for what they were designed to do. There's something in this, and that's something else I've noticed. I've worked with all types of people. I've worked with people who are wealthy. I've worked with people who would be considered intellectual geniuses. I've worked with people with autism. I've worked with people with learning disabilities. I've worked with everything. I've had that unbelievably awesome experience of experiencing people as in my professional setting and as a person. And the one thing I can tell you in my observation of people is I've yet, in the thousands of people that I've personally worked with, and in many others I've observed at a distance, I've yet to find one person, no matter where they're at on the IQ scale, where they're at on the financial spectrum, where they're at on the social spectrum, it doesn't matter. I've yet to find a person that doesn't have a gift. God implanted, however you see God, the creator, the most high, the almighty, implanted a gift in every last one of us. It's what makes us unique because our gifting is exclusive to us. Now, there may be other people with similar gifts, but the way that our gifts work for us to live and walk out our destiny. We have a gift in the book. In the book of Proverbs, it says, "Your gift will make room for you. Your gift will take you before mighty men. Your gift will open doors." What's the problem? You're running from your gift. A bunch of you are trying to live life someone else gave you. A bunch of you are trying to fulfill goals someone else wrote down for you. A bunch of you are sitting up and fearing failure in working in your gift. So you go off and do everything else except for what you were designed to do. Your greatness is manifested through the unquenchable, uncommon yearning and desire to fulfill your natural inherent potential. Your genius is in your gifting. Everybody's not meant to be a mathematical genius. Everybody's not meant to be an orator. Everybody's not meant to be a writer. Everybody's not meant to be athletic. But everybody has a gift that enables them to be influential and impactful in this world. You were meant to come to this world and bring an influence, an impact, to help people be better at who they should be. Whether you do it from a place of inspiration, whether you do it from a place of instruction, it's all the same. You have a level of greatness in which the world needs you to manifest and express your gift. Stop running from your gift. Stop playing it safe. Stop trying to fit into some construct that society has put out and told you you fit in. Get out of the box. God didn't design you for mediocrity. God didn't design you to be average. Stop being lazy with your gift. God gave you something exceptional and you're sitting on it. And you're wondering why things come so difficult for you, because you're trying to do everything but except what God gave you to do. God gifted you, and you way over there doing something completely different. Identify your gift and then start to walk in it. Develop an uncommon and unquenchable desire to fulfill the gifting and its promise. See, the gifting comes with a promise. But you've got to go through the process. Why? Because process always precedes promise. But the gifting is powerful. There's no such thing as naturally mediocre. Mediocre is a default setting for being lazy. Mediocre is a default setting for refusing to act on your gift and your potential. Mediocrity is a default setting for fear enacted behavior, fear-driven behavior. It's where you go hide out because you don't want to take on the challenge of greatness. But when you decide that you're going to access the potential of your God-given gift, that you're going to tap into what you are just naturally made to do, and that absolutely nothing in this world is going to stop you from walking in that greatness. Not delay, not pain, not setbacks, not heartache, not loss. Absolutely nothing is going to stop you from squaring your shoulders and holding your head up and walking into your destiny. There is no thing in this world, no demon, no devil, no evil presence, no person nor thing that can stop you. Not one thing in this universe can stop you when you decide that you're going to walk in your God-given gift. Matter of fact, that's the beautiful thing about destiny, is that when you decide to walk in your destiny, that purpose given to you by God, anything and anyone that tries to stop it only ensures that it happens. That's the very definition of destiny, is that it's destined to happen. On that note, I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up and enrolled, 30-day Your Best Life Challenge, let's make it happen. If you want to work with me on a long-term, ongoing basis, let's make it happen. But you cannot walk out of 2020 with your tail tucked. You cannot walk out of 2020 licking wounds. You're going to walk out with your head up, because you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a conqueror of all that you engage. Hold your head up. Take the best that life throws at you and decide within yourself that you will not be shaken, you will not be turned. That, my whole thing, how many people I see moving in fear based on what the outcome of this election is, as if this election is going to put somebody in place that's greater than the God that designed me and gave me my gifting. My gifting is what's going to set me above and beyond. You've got a purpose for your life. Do not live your life. Listen to me. Listen to me. If you don't hear anything that I say, in anything that I've ever written, anything I've ever spoken, anything I've ever said, if you don't hear it now, if you leave this world and you haven't left it better than you found it, you failed your designer. If you leave this world and you take more potential to your grave than you actualized in living your life, you failed your designer. If you leave this world and at the end there's regret because you knew there was more you could do, you failed your designer. That's why every time at the end of almost all my videos, I say this: I'm going to live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I don't want to take 1 ounce of potential to my resting place. I don't want to take any undone work to my resting place. Like Miles Monroe said years ago, the cemetery is the most wealthiest place on the planet because there's so much undone, untapped potential in those graves. Books not written, jobs not created, companies not started, inventions not done. Why? Because fear of failure, procrastination based on what other people would think, afraid of falling down and hurting yourself, so you don't take any chances. God didn't design you to be safe. He designed you to be great. Your greatest safety is in your greatness. Have you noticed that no matter how safe you try to be, you still end up bumping your head? You still end up in a place where you can't be comfortable because you're not walking in your gift. Absolutely, Angela. Your gift will make room for you. Your gift will open doors. Your gift will bring you before grace. The opportunity you're seeking is embedded in the gift. I'm going to leave you with that. You guys have an unbelievable day. Like I said, I'm going to live mine on full. I want to leave this place on E. I want to leave a legacy that speaks of me long after I'm gone. That's it. That's my thing. I want to leave a legacy. I want my life to speak of me long after I've left this place. It won't say that I was perfect. It won't say that I made all the right decisions, but it will say I gave life everything I had. It will say that I touched lives. I inspired people. I helped people grow. It will say that because I put the work in. It will say that because that's my gift. It will say it because I worked my gift. Now I'm challenging you to do the same thing. You guys don't understand the power you have within you because the world keeps feeding you excuses to sit idle. You weren't designed to be idle. You weren't created to be idle. Tap into the gift. That's my challenge. On that note, I'm out of here, you guys. Have an unbelievable day. Talk with you soon. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in with a little special announcement. For those who have followed me for any stretch of time, you know, outside of the businesses that I run, like Myriad Business Solutions, the Visionetics Institute, Odyssey Media Group, I also do a great deal of work inside of the inner city communities in Houston, Dallas, and other areas. I'm asking now, as we push a fundraiser, that you support what the Odyssey Project is doing in the inner cities, especially with programs like Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and Restoring Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters, which is a program focused on helping young girls, but boys as well, suffering from childhood sexual abuse, rape, molestation, domestic abuse, absentee fatherhood, and so many other things. The information will be in the box. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. First of all, I want to thank everyone for all the love and support that you have given and sent my way and my wife's way and the organization's way. Now, I want to just take a brief moment to remind you that we still need your support. We still need your help. Go to the description box of one of our videos and see how you can support the work we're doing. Keep supporting, keep loving us, and we're going to keep loving you back. Have an awesome day.
From a conceptual perspective, you think people talk about a desire to be successful. All of the elements